Hey everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I'm going to go through some patch notes related to the Forerunner server, and we have some more dev insights.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
Alright, so I decided to do a face video for this because I'm feeling okay today. And I'm feeling a little bit of progress in the sense of my eye. I'm actually not wearing a fully covered eye patch right now, so you guys can see like it still looks really tired and droopy. It still doesn't blink, but the one thing that is different is I think it's actually starting to water a little bit. It's starting to tear. So because I'm getting a little bit of tears happening, it's not drying out so fast and instantly and struggling with the second I have it exposed to air. So I'm trying to like semi-cover it with just this and see how we do. And I actually went shopping today like this, and it's a lot better than having to fully put the sticker thing around my eye. And yeah, so a little bit of a health update first, I guess, is at least there's some sort of progress here. Now here, it's so weird. Some days I can't say the P. I still puffy pirate. I still sound weird when I say P's, and everything too. Or sometimes my mouth is really clear sounding, and sometimes I feel derpy, sometimes it feels stuck. I don't know. So this is really, the mouth is a weird feeling, and it hurts right up here. I don't know. It's weird. So there's a little bit of progress. There's a little bit of no progress. But I do have a physiotherapy and an appointment coming that we're going to schedule. And on Monday, I have an MRI. So I finally going to have an MRI as well. Just to see if they can, find the source of it. And then I can go to physiotherapy and find out our best practices. But yeah, all right. Enough about me and my derpiness. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. So, Forerunner Server news. There's an update today, which is May 22nd. There was also a really big update today that I'm going to quickly go through because you guys might have missed it. It was May 15th. You've probably seen some content creators talk about it or have it posted in videos, but Forerunner Server just got a big patch. So just to be clear, the Forerunner Server is the beta server. It's the server that's existed for a few years now, I think. I think it's over 2 years now, maybe even 3 total years, that has accounts from the very beginning. But they do spend their normal accounts are just a completely separate server than the ones that launched at Global. And they do recruit for the Forerunner server, guys. There's stuff in game that pops up where you can join as, like, I think like they call it a Pathfinder or something. You can join and you can actually make an account on the Forerunner server as well. And it's not just a content creator thing. Honestly, it's mostly not content creators. We have a test server as well, which is something different. But they kind of use the Forerunner server as a testing ground for content before it's released to the bigger global servers. So they get the stuff way before we do, or sometimes really soon after we get it too. So here, Gear Refine and the new Titanic Ruins. This is our new guild boss, right? Titanic Ruins features Semra, a powerful new enemy that guild members must team up to challenge. So this is the big new guild boss feature in game, which is really, really cool. This was just added last week. So go ahead, Google, YouTube, the Titanic Ruins, if you want to see some videos with content creators playing on the Forerunner server with the new feature. I think it's really cool. We can get an idea of what to do, but I'm kind of torn. Part of me wants to go geek out and watch a lot of videos and figure out what we're going to need to do to beat it so I'm prepared when I do my first. But also part of me wants to just go in blind and try to figure it out on my own, right? There's a little bit of both. Some people complain that content is too easy in this game for Krakens or for late game people. But like Fastidious said in our collab, it wouldn't be easy if you didn't watch YouTube and talk to people in Discord or see guides. Like, for the most part, if people just go in blind, it's not that easy. It takes hours and hours to figure it out usually, which is good. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind as well. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna dive into it. I think I want to go in blind and just play around with it and see what happens and then look into what people are really doing afterward. We'll see. But yeah, I don't even know anything about this boss. I don't really want to know too much about it until I go in and explore it for the first time when it comes out. I kind of like those first looks, let's learn together type situations, because then we troubleshoot and we, yeah, learn from each other's mistakes or get fun ideas as well. But there are, okay, there's all the details here. Let me just quickly, I'm going to scroll to where you guys can see it here, in case you want to take a quick screenshot or pause the video and read all the details. There's the first part. Now let me scroll down to, I guess, the second part here. There we go. That's the end of that one. All right, there's the next part. So there's the two parts if you want to pause and or screenshot. That's all about the new guild boss that came to the Forerunner server already. Obviously, a lot of this is subject to change by the time it comes to global, because they're going to reply based on feedback and they could adjust things. There also was a gear refining feature that got changed. Mythic gear, mythic or better pieces of enhancement level 16 can be refined. Refining crystals is needed for gear refining, which can be obtained in Titanic ruins. If the result is lower than the original, the result will not be saved. If it's higher than the original, the result will be saved. So select a secondary attribute to regenerate its stat. So you can pick one individual stat to try to change. Ooh, I like that. So it's like if you get a perfect piece except it rolls low crit rate, you could re-roll the crit rate and try to improve it. I like it. All right, and then also this was a really big, amazing addition that a lot of people are really happy for, is Lily got added to the Isoteria order. So now you guys can go ahead and 3-star. For those of you that have an Ezrin but no Eloin or Dasomi, you can go ahead and 3-star your Isoteria order faction trials. And yeah, there's some other add additions as well here. But yeah, I'm not gonna, all right, I'm gonna leave that but move on. So we just had one today where they're doing a quick little update here. The base capacity of gear storage has been increased from 800 to 1100, and the maximum capacity increased to from 1200 to 1500. The 1200 to 1500 is stuff that's like in Pantheon. As you go through and get more milestones, you get increased gear spaces, so that's what that is. But yeah, this is really great to see. This is something I've been complaining about for a while as well, because the more they add new sets, new artifacts. Actually, this was in my feedback to the devs. And one of my questions that I sent for our developer interview was like, are you ever gonna like really increase the space? Because the more gear sets we have, the more space we need to save different varieties of them. Raid had that problem as well, right guys? Alright, and then they said optimized monster skills, allowing for more monster debuffs to be dispelled and dodged. I'm not quite sure what this means exactly. Optimized monster skills. More debuffs to be dispelled and dodged. So, I don't know who and what they changed exactly. This is going to be one of those. Feel free, guys, if you're on the Forerunner server and you watch this video and then you could come back and let me know how that changed, please do. But I do have an account on the Forerunner server that I just made to be able to check things, but I'd have to actually properly, fully play another account, which is really hard in this game, I think, so I decided not to do that, actually. And then I said they fixed an issue where the quality of gear dropped in the background fight would display incorrectly on the background fight page after being sold on other pages. So that's a weird one. There was a little bit of an error with background fighting collecting gear, so that's been fixed if you guys are on the Forerunner server. But this is good because the space thing, we know this should come to global servers as well, hopefully in the next patch, right? We hope so. But all right, let's go on to our dev insights. Let's see here. So May 18th, I missed posting for dev insights, so I wanted to go ahead and do that now. All right, this one has a good reply as well. Number 2, it would be great if we could have a manage equipment preview feature for the full set of gear, not just one gear piece at a time. This could look similar to the gear swap function, but instead of selecting a hero to swap with you, you select individual pieces to replace the existing pieces of gear you get for the plus or minus stats. Other gachas had this and it works very well, such as Epic 7. Also, Raid Shadow Legends has what they call a fitting room. So developers or staff, mods, whoever takes notes for this kind of stuff, if you're watching this video, just look at what Raid Shadow Legends does for their fitting room. It's a really good example where you can go through and change all the pieces of gear, and before you actually lock it in, you could say, okay, do it or don't, and it shows what the stat changes are going to be. So, you know, you would, and if you'd say never mind, it just puts the gear back, you know? It's really, really smart. And they say we will consider adding the commander's suggestions at suitable locations in the game. So yeah, this is, I don't know what they mean locations in the game. We're looking to just be able to gear people and have a fitting room. So look at whatever Epic 7 does. I have no idea. Look at what Raid Shadow Legend does for a fitting room. That's really, I think that would be really helpful for me as well. I think I'd be more encouraged to work on my account if we had that. Alright, allow for custom recommendation gear options. Allow us to select which stats we deem recommendable at our own individual places in the game. I do love that, but they do say the thumbs up functionality will not undergo further changes at the moment. But I love that idea. Question 5 is a good suggestion as well. A rotation of 10 times rings, bangles, or amulets so you can run whichever dungeon you need more of. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll consider similar methods to increase everyone's drop rates in our future event planning. That's a fun idea. And it really is true. Like, how many times do I realize I don't have any amulets of a certain thing? All the time. All the time. This is a really interesting reply from them, so I want to read number 6 as well. Useless ancients continue to pile up. Please let us break them down into ascension materials. I don't think I've ever got a useless piece of ancient gear. Yeah, one stat might not be perfect, but who cares? I mean, my gear is not so good that I only keep everything that's purple and yellow. Is anybody's gear that perfect that every single set has not a single one bit of blue on it? I doubt it. I highly doubt that. Maybe eventually, but I don't know. I mean, I don't grind at all, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not a good judge of that, but I can't see people having like literally only perfect gear on their account. Just saying, like perfect. Good luck with that. But they do say, we will seriously consider this suggestion and incorporate it into future optimizations. So that's really cool, being able to break down a piece of mythic gear into the ascension materials. It's really, they said seriously consider. So that might be something we see in the future. Alright, this is a fun comment. I really like this one too. Question number 9. Shadowkeeper, who appears as a champion you fight during the Void Rift, should eventually move over to be a full-time hero that we can select. I mentioned this in Discord and everyone agrees. She's too cool with the astral spiral wings and green and blue ghost-like armor. She'd make a fine addition to the curse call or something. She's got the Reeves ghost call, but she's like a demonic angel. A very cool character. They said they will consider incorporating a Shadow Guard into the heroes. Shadow Guard, Shadow Keeper, whatever. Alright, there's some talk for Guild Wars, aka Guild versus Guild, saying we need something more dynamic. I know new maps are already requested a lot, but I'd like to see something else. What about introducing buffs for factions and demon classes? Example, the Northerners are buffed and demon mages are buffed. Let's start with something pretty similar to Power of Dominance. This will add some more complexion and dynamics, and we need to rethink our teams and defenses. You can simply announce the faction and classes during the preparation phase. This could be not only for the upper tiers, so that'll be no big change for the lower tiers. Oh, this should be maybe only for the upper tiers. Like you have to be ranked a certain bit for your guild in order to get that, so it's simpler for the lower tiers that don't care that much about guild versus guild. Makes sense. Same could be interesting for arena. Let's say once or twice per quarter there's a kind of tournament with a buff of factions. Of course, only buff factions. There'll be no demons in the arena, but hey, why not? A special week per quarter with the demon arena? They said they're already working on this. So they are working on adding some class or faction buffs to Guild versus Guild, maybe? That would be really nice to see. Alright, I think that kind of covers major points there. Lots of nice stuff talked about, though. I kind of like that one. That was a good one. Yeah, there's lots of really great content happening. We just had so much added to the global servers. Then we know that the Titan event is already started. Well, the Titan, what is it? Why, I forgot the name of it already. The new, hold on. How did I forget it already? Titan Ruins. There we go. The Titan Ruins has already been added to the game on Forerunner. So hopefully they do some good research with that and gather feedback and see how people deal with it and make adjustments before it goes global as needed. Hopefully they, are gathering feedback well and we can get that soon. But I'd rather them take longer to get it, but have it be more perfected. If it hasn't been tested much, I don't want it to really come too fast to global, honestly. I'd rather there not be a bunch of complaints. You'd rather something come that's well loved as content. I think so anyway. But yeah. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. We're talking Forerunner Server and developer insights. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.